Hello everyone, I'm very excited and honored to present here in this video my third course on Chessable platform. This time it might be a little bit surprising topic since my name is mainly associated with the openings, but this time my course is about endgame. So the title of this course, Russian Endgame Technique. Why I decided to choose this name? As many of you know, throughout the 20th century, Soviet Union / Russian players dominated in the chess world. Of course, famous world champions Alekhine, Petrosian, Spassky, Tal, Smyslov, Botvinnik, and all the way to Kasparov. But also the fact that chess was integral part of Russian culture and in many cases also the part of education. From my personal experience, I know how the chess learning, the chess study was very, very thorough. We never abandoned any aspect of the chess game, whether it was opening or endgames. There are many famous Russian endgame books, starting from the books, from comprehensive series of books of Avrukh and the very famous translated to English, the books of Mikhail Shereshevsky and so on. That's why you can see whenever it's a Russian-speaking players or players from Russia, you can see usually the player who is very strong all around without big weaknesses, very strong in endgames, very strong in openings, like basically all aspects of chess game are more or less equal. Now, from my personal side, I was born in Kazakhstan in 1978. And Kazakhstan was a part of Soviet Union until 1991. So this is when I grew up as a chess player during this period of time. I was fortunate to work with Russian masters. I was fortunate to work with Garry Kasparov coach Alexander Nikitin. I had a few classes with Yefim Geller. In Moscow, I played against Smyslov, Averbach. I was the last person to play against Mikhail Tal. It was a pre-Olympic blitz, and after that we had a very friendly match in the hospital 2 weeks before he died. So great experience. Now, definitely it's influenced my chess career. Now, only in 1995 I immigrated to Israel with my family, so this is where I got my GM norm and started to play in big tournaments, represented Israeli national team, and so on. Now, what encouraged me to present the course about endgames is that I noticed throughout my chess career that especially new generation, they pay a lot of attention to the opening phase of the game. They are very gifted tactical players in most of the cases. But once the game reaches some endgame position, it becomes much more difficult. So, well, it's my personal experience, so I had a lot of students like this, and we even, like between us, among us, like experienced players, whenever we play against some like young, talented kids, we always say, well, the best idea is to trade queens, get to the endgame. This is where the knowledge and experience should tell. So let me explain how I structured my course. First of all, in this course, you will get 18 games, 18 separate games of Russian-speaking players. So it's not necessary the players from Russia. For instance, we have Anish Giri, who is fluent in Russian, but he was born in St. Petersburg. Currently lives in Holland. We will have the player Levon Aronian, who grew up in Armenia but currently represents in the US. We will see like Ukrainian players. Now there will be a mix of very famous players such as Vladimir Kramnik, Yan Nepomniachtchi, Alexander Grishuk, as well as new generation players, Yasipenko, Oparin, and so on. Now you will be presented with not only games, but also 162 puzzles. So for those who are familiar with my previous course, Grandmaster Thinking, it's more or less structured in the same way. So you will have the position the game will reach position at some point where it will be puzzle and you will be asked to solve this puzzle. Now, what are the topics, how I structured this course? So here you can see introduction, of course, and now what are these topics and how I structured the power of bishop pair, opposite color bishop. So basically, the most common topics in endgame positions, and it's very important. I would like to emphasize that those positions are actually just the playable positions. There is nothing theoretical. Maybe only I would like to mention the very last topic where we are talking about fortress from a famous game, a very recent game between Anish Giri and Jan Nepomniachtchi. So this is where there is some concrete theory actually involved in this game, but usually it's just playable endgames with more or less equal material. Of course, we have like one game where like one side is pawn up actually and clearly worse position. But in general, if you think about middle game book, middle game manual and different topics of middle game, so this is the same idea that we have the most common topics in the endgames. Knight versus bishop, of course. Now space advantage, how to grind out the winning like equal, like slightly better endgames into winning endgames, and so on. So this is how it's structured. We have here 8 different topics. Every topics will include at least 2 games. So for instance, one of the topics, defensive resources, there will be like 3 games. Now let me show you one example from the tactical play in the endgame. Also very important topic. Some players might think that once you trade queens, there is no tactics already anymore, but you will be surprised to see this topic. Now, here we start with some small introduction, tactical play in the endgame, so it's just a text. And then we have few puzzles here. So the game, the first game between Russian Grandmaster Artemiev and the Grandmaster from US Zviad Izoria. So here the puzzle starts. Now, I wanted to mention here, for instance, let's talk about second puzzle. So here we can, you can go right away to the position like this. And if you decide, you can just study this by yourself. And then, so I know different players have different ways to study, to learn. Some players prefer maybe to go over the game and then move to the puzzles. So here you can study the game, you can play throughout the moves here and so on, or you can go back and solve this position as a puzzle. So here you have this option of solving this as a puzzle. So here's the position. Last move was rook hd8. It's inaccuracy. How to take advantage of this inaccuracy? What's white best move in this position? And so we can see that, let's say there is this move bishop g5, which is the best move. So here there are like comments to the game. Now, I would like to give you this example. So here just one move bishop g5, selecting this, so discovering this idea. And now here, but by the way, once we click on the video, you can get right away to this part in the video. You see the same position, so you can manually synchronize, or you can choose here, then everything will be synchronized automatically, but then you will get only one puzzle below the video. So I find this feature like a little bit more useful. So let's say you are solving like this, you want to see the video, you click on the video, you click here on the video button, and here you get this. So moving back to this position, so here we get this position. Bishop g5 was played. What we do after h6? What's the idea? And here the very nice solution, taking advantage of vulnerable position of black knights, c5, c6, so hg5. So we continue this line, rook c5, attacking the bishop, and rook g5. So it's appeared with tactical play, white was able to win a pawn. So that's a tactical solution in this endgame. Now, and of course, when we played bishop g5, obviously the threat was e5, which is very, very hard to deal with this, and as well as rook c1 or rook d1. So everything is explained here. You can go over explanation here. And hopefully everything will be very clear to you. Now, so here it comes. So you see the game, which actually in this game, you see that there were like 9 puzzles. 9 puzzles. So here's the full game. If you prefer first to start with the full game, you can go right away here and first work on the game and then see what you learn from this game, how you remember the puzzles, how you remember the ideas, if you prefer this method. But there is a method like you can start with the puzzles. And once again, they're synchronized with the video. So I think there are basically 3 options for you to learn. Now, I wanted also to mention why Chessable is the best place to learn this type of course for chess players and improve in the endgames. Where else you can get basically 3 different options of learning this position? Going over the game with annotations and then trying to solve puzzles, first solving puzzles, checking the video, maybe solving the puzzle only with the video, seeing the full game on the video. Usually, I kind of like, as a coach, I struggle a little bit. Let's say I send my homework to the students in ChessBase, and then they ask me, Boris, how you prefer us to solve this? And there are 2 options. Like I personally did with my dad. I was fortunate my dad was a chess player, so he was sitting together with me off the board and basically setting up the position, and I was solving. Not many chess players can fortunate to have parents who can play chess and have time to learn with the players. Now, the second option is to use maybe some training feature in ChessBase, but it's again like you need to click, it's manually, so not very convenient. So this is just, without any doubts, with a feature of Move Trainer, with a feature where you can solve puzzle, you can play through, you can get points, you can see from the video. That's an absolutely perfect platform to improve. Now, I would like, guys, to thank you for watching this Peek Inside video. I hope I was kind of like convincing this course attracts you in some way, and hopefully you will be interested to buy my course. I'm pretty sure you're not going to regret. It's a wonderful, from my side, I'm very satisfied. It was a wonderful effort with like brilliant games of Russian-speaking players. And I just wish you'll get this course, you enjoy, you improve your play overall, and most importantly, your endgame skills. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you soon.